Winning strategies for influencer marketing. That's what we're talking about today. Hi, everyone. Tessa with IdeaPros marketing team. And I am here with Laura Rubenstein, who is also on the marketing team for IdeaPros. And we have a special guest, Dana Kulikova. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yay. Okay. Well, and Dana is a marketing specialist for IdeaPros.
We're going to be talking about what is influencer marketing, how to go about doing it, why do you want to do it? Why is it so important in today's mix, in your marketing mix? So if you're a new entrepreneur or a seasoned entrepreneur, these strategies are really hot. They're really working, and Dana has got some incredible tips. So
do you want to explain to everyone first what influencer marketing is? Because that might be a big question on people's minds.
Yes, sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Dana. Let's talk a little bit about influencer marketing. So influencer marketing is a rapidly growing type of marketing that focuses on using influential people to drive your brand message to the market. So an influencer is someone who has access to a large audience and who has established credibility in a specific industry. So let's say 10, 15 years ago, influencers were mostly celebrities, but right now they are everyday people who are just talented and popular in specific industries. So there are different types of influencers. So you can see that there are mega influencers. Those are people with more than 1 million followers. There are mid-tier influencers and micro influencers and so on. It is very important to know influencer tiers because later in the process, when you work with influencers and you will determine your goals, you will need to know which influencers you want to reach out to. Another good slide that we want to share with you guys is about what is happening on internet every 60 seconds. Look at this slide. It's kind of crazy. That's why influencer marketing is so powerful today.
I mean, do you have the strategy behind what to do with the influencers that you want to go through with us, the actual process?
Yeah, so we of course have some strategies and the process, but before that, I would like to probably tell you a little bit about why influencer marketing is important. It's important for a few reasons. The first reason is that corporate brands no longer rule marketing when it comes to social media. So when we go on social media, we want to engage, interact with people, not brands. That's why it's important to build relationship with influencers, build trust with influencers. So that build loyalty and trust. So another reason why influencer marketing is important, because when it's done right, it brings amazing results. So Tessa will share with you guys another slide. So according to MediaKicks, this is a marketing agency, influencer marketing delivers 11 times more results than paid social media. And a good example also is a Swedish watch company, Daniel Wellington. I don't know, maybe you guys heard about it, but they built the whole empire using influencer marketing from scratch. They started reaching out to micro influencers, and then they went up. So during 6 years, they built a really great company. And also last year, they reported $230 million in revenue. So I guess that's everything is possible with the right strategy.
We're going to dive into the process behind influencer marketing. So you heard a little bit about what influencer marketing is, why it's super important. Now we're going to dive into how to do that, how to make the marketing, how to put together a strategy, which is what IdeaPros is so good at, the strategy side. So if you want the tools that we're talking about today, if you want the worksheet that will outline the exact process that we're talking about today, please comment in the string. If you comment, we'll message you back and you can say yes to get the resources. We'll send you the worksheet that goes along with what we are covering. We also will have the blog up with more information about all of these steps in detail, more detail. And so I'm going to let you, Dana, take it away with the process.
Yes, thank you. So I'm going to talk about the process that we use at IdeaPros. So the first step will be research. So it's very important to pick your platform. And during your research phase, look into type of influencers. We already discussed that, but it's really important to see, to figure out if you want to focus on celebrities with massive followings or on micro-influencers. Whatever you decide to focus on will determine your budget. So next step is budget. So if you are a small company or startup, then your strategy will probably be to focus on micro-influencers. If your budget allows you, then it's more effective to reach out to macro-influencers. So budget is also connected with the next step, which is goals and messages. So step 3 is decide on goals and messages. Your goal will determine your whole strategy and approach to influencers, whether it's to increase your brand awareness, app downloads, or sales on your website. So creating an effective message is a part of a strategy too. So the message that you will send to influencers, it should be clear, on point, short, with a powerful subject line. So once you have your message and your goals, you have to make sure that you have your analytics set up, whether it's Facebook analytics or Google analytics or something else. Analytics will help you to measure your results and prepare for your future campaign. It's a little bit long process, so I hope you guys are enjoying it. Step 4 is how to find a relevant influencer. There are a few tips that will help you to figure out if the influencer is good for you. So first, you need to check if this influencer posted about the similar products before. So if he did, that's a good sign. The second thing, you need to check influencer engagement ratio. For example, you found an influencer and he's good for you and he has a lot, like thousands of followers. That's great, but that's not the most important thing. It's more important to see how many likes he has, views, comments, and what type of comments. So when we're talking about how actually to find these influencers, it depends on the platform. So let's say we're using Instagram. If we're using Instagram, then you can find influencers using relevant hashtags relevant to your industry. Or you can use Instagram recommendations. What it means is that once you identify the influencer, you will click follow and Instagram will recommend you similar influencers below. Another good tip is to check tags on posts. So again, let's say you found an influencer, you should go and check his posts and you will see people he's tagging in his posts. So that might be good influencers as well. So another step, not the last one, step 5, is actually reach out to influencers and negotiate. When we reach out to influencers at IdeaPros, our value is in experience, negotiation, and credibility. So influencers usually, they trust us and they want to work with us.
And you mentioned IdeaPros value, and I just wanted to kind of stress that a little bit more, and that's it's a benefit to them to work with IdeaPros as well. So it's a benefit for the influencers to work with IdeaPros because of the connections that they do have. And so that's one of the pieces that that you guys have that maybe another person doesn't have to leverage in their own company.
Exactly.
So you might have to get creative on how you are going to leverage something for an influencer. And sometimes that's just plain old money. That's how you might have to sponsor an influencer or provide your product for free so that they could test it out. So, if you're not in the position where IdeaPros is, to be able to give them exposure. I just wanted to add that in because it's a little bit different.
You mentioned the goals and setting the message as a very critical part, because if you're off message, that could ruin your whole campaign. And you really want to use an expert in messaging to help you get the word out with your influencer. Now, your influencer will have certain ideas, but you want to make sure they get your ideas out there correctly. So you really want to work together with a really good messaging entity, and that's, I know what we do here with IdeaPros is on working on the messaging, so it really conveys well, and your influencer campaign can go forth really strongly.
And it aligns
Yes,
well.
exactly.
It has to align with the influencer. The imagery that you pick, everything that you do around the influencer campaign has to be something that they're going to be willing to share, that's going to be a good match for their audience, and that obviously is going to get you the right people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. So it's really important to build a relationship with the influencer. It's not like you're going to reach out and say, "Hey, I'm going to pay you. Please do that," right? So you have to build a relationship. You maybe will work with this influencer for a longer time, and maybe this influencer will introduce to another influencers. So it's kind of like a relationship process. Um,
And there's
yeah.
different types of campaigns. I think that was what I was teasing everyone with, that is in the room with us right now, is that we have some different types of campaigns you might be able to do with influencers that might not have been on your list before. And Laura's really good at these. She comes up with some awesome types of campaigns. But there's the typical ones, which is an Instagram swipe up will give you access if you have a small base and you don't have the 10,000 required followers. Working with an influencer can actually get people to your post faster, obviously, with swipe up. Can you guys come up with, I have a couple more that I can always pull out if you guys don't have any other ideas, but just some types of campaigns, ways that you could get involved with influencers.
Yeah, so there are many different types of campaigns. And again, I think it's important to know with which platform you're working with. If we're talking about Instagram, then it might be Instagram stories with a swipe up link, or it might be a post with text, or it might be a contest with specific hashtag that will increase your brand awareness. It might be a giveaway contest or any other kind of contest. Also, you can give an influencer a unique trackable link to put in bio. That way, you can actually check influencers' performance and compare a few influencers to each other.
Absolutely. So I know, Laura, you mentioned a takeover, a social media takeover. Can you tell us what that looks
Well,
like
yeah,
from
they actually take over your account, or you take over their account. So meaning you post as them. And you let them know you're posting. So if IdeaPros were taking over somebody else, or your brand was taking over their account, they could let you do that. They could take over your account and bring their followers over and let their followers know, hey, come over here. So it depends on the strategies, depends on what the influencer's willing to do. Takeovers are great. And like Dana was saying, it really depends on the platform. Why not go out to your email too and see if their email, see if they have a list they want to share, or a segment of their list that would be appropriate for your product or app. So the social media landscape can be expanded by integrating in that email.
And I think the takeover I've seen done was at an event. So at someone's event, they did a takeover, and actually, as the influencer was going around the event and saying, "Hey, I'm on the IdeaPros channel right now," and talking to people, people knew the person because of the base of people, and that was driving traffic from their followers were coming over, but then it was live at the event. So you can get really creative on how you're out, what you're doing with people, and do it in a fun way. Like you mentioned contests, you mentioned these things that are really fun for us to do and take over to combine the two audiences. One other thing I want to mention, because I'm a BeLive addict. Obviously, you see us up here on BeLive all the time. There's something called cross-posting. So you can cross-post a live to multiple channels, and the two audiences come together in one audience when you do that. So if you do have people engaging, like we have everyone here today, and I'm so glad you guys came, if we are cross-posting, it's what the audience that's bringing in from that one that combines together so that you can market to both. So it's like your advertising base is now a combination of the two. Is huge opportunity to increase your followers. So we will definitely be taking advantage of some lives with influencers and getting them to cross-post, and some of these tactics that you guys see are going on right now at IdeaPros. That's why we can give you all this information about it, because we do it. So,
I also wanted to add that, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, even Instagram has Instagram Live where you can bring somebody else on. So an influencer could bring you on, or you could bring the influencer on and go live on Instagram. It's very cool.
Yeah, yeah. I also wanted to add that it's very important to be creative when it comes to types of campaigns on Instagram. For example, if you developed your own Instagram and you have a few thousand people who are following you, you can also promote someone, some micro influencers, and they will promote you. You can talk about each other. You can not only talk about each other, but also talk about benefits. So people like that. And if someone will find your business interesting, they will follow you.
Absolutely. It's all about numbers too. So that comes to the final step, which is measure your success, right?
Yeah. So that would be our last step of our process. Start the campaign and measure your results. So after the campaign, measure your success and analyze results. These results can help you formulate your next campaign to be even more successful.
Absolutely. These are amazing tips too. Thank you so much. I'm actually going to hide that. There we go. And is there anything else? Laura, did you want to add anything else before we wrap up the end of our live session today?
Well, we'd love to be able to give you every single step and do it, but as you can tell, it's quite involved. But the main thing to take away is that influencers are a really powerful strategy you can implement in bringing your product to market. To launching a product successfully, you've got to have a strategy that includes influencers, and IdeaPros, we're doing it well, we're doing it strategically, and we're here to help you.
Absolutely. So again, comment, everyone that commented on today's post, we will message you. And if you do want the tool, the worksheet that we're talking about, just say yes in the message, and then we will get that out to you after the broadcast. And Dana, thanks so much for sharing your wisdom with us. And we'll be back on next Friday. And please do comment, share the post, and share the information on IdeaPros. We do this because we want you guys to be successful, and you don't have to be a partner with IdeaPros to use these tools that we're talking to you about. But if you do need a partner, obviously right on our website, IdeaPros.com, you can click Start Now and find out more. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you. Thank you, Laura, for coming on too. I had an amazing co-host today, and Dana. And if you have any questions, again, please put them in the chat or submit them to us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks for being here, everyone.